don't you tell us that this side there is floating lossy, coins will not be selling very fast? Give me give me a two in the chat if you're one of those people who say that we should tell you before we bring you in the business. Why don't you tell us that the market will not be in our favor, things will not work out as fast as we want? You just present the business to us, and then we meet challenges in the business. Give me one in the chat if you're like that. Now, let me explain, because I need to explain why we do not go into details of the challenges of the business. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to make it crystal clear to everybody that Royalq is a business that allows someone to make money in an automated mode. I don't know if my answer is clear. That you have your capital. I want to be very clear. Let me even change my camera. Let me change my camera so that I focus on one, so that I don't appear on both. Good. So let me use this other camera here. If you can see me, drop me one in the chat. If you can see me, I was using two cameras, but I've changed it to one. So if you can see me now, drop me one in the chat. That will just be a backup. Okay, so now let me explain. Royalq was built to be an automated robot. What do I mean by automated robot? I'm going to share my screen. This, then I go into my bye-bye poverty strategy. Then we are going to go, right? So I'm going to share my whiteboard. I'm going to share my screen. Then I share my whiteboard. Good. All right. Okay. Now, Royalq was built to be an automated robot, friends. Okay. And I don't want to lie to you. Okay. Royalq was built to be an automated robot, fully automated. Fully. Like the word I've written it. It was made to be a fully automated robot. Now, this is, for example, we have so many exchanges. Okay, how many exchanges do we have in our robot? How many exchanges do we have in Royalq? How many exchanges? We have Binance, and most of you trade on Binance. That's where you put your capital. We have HTX. Okay, you can put your money in HTX. We have Bybit. You could put your money in Bybit. Why is my pen not writing? Let me change the color maybe. We have Binance, we have Bybit, we have HTX. That means people are following. We have OKX. We have MEXC. We have Kraken. We have Indodax. Which other exchange? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Which other exchange have I left out? Any exchange I've forgotten? Which other exchange do we have that I've forgotten? You could drop in the chat. Now, this works in most places apart from Canada and US. This can be accessed by anybody. If you are in US, you are in Canada, you just need to make a shortcut. You buy a VPN. KuCoin. Yes, we also have KuCoin. Thank you. Thank you, Emma. Okay, you can buy a VPN. Then you direct your VPN to Philippines. Then you can be able to access. I don't want to overteach this because America can sue me. Those guys are not a joking subject. So with this, you can access this, and you can also access this. These two do not want so much verification. Now, why do I talk about this exchange? For example, Let's start with Binance. Okay, I expect people to have self-control. Don't write in my screen. So let me start with Binance as an example. Okay. If you want to use Binance in the fully automated mode, because many people usually get confused. And they usually give so many reasons. Now, for example, Royalq has increased our coins in Binance. There are 385 coins. Okay? There are 385 coins, which means if you want to make money per minute, how many people want to make money per minute? If you want to make money per minute, you need to trade all the coins. Give me a two in the chat if you have understood that. If you want to make money per minute, you need to, my upline. Okay, you need to trade all the coins. Now, how do you trade all the coins? We usually teach in our classes and say that Royalq is a quantitative trading robot. Okay, we say that Royalq is a quantitative robot. What is the word quantitative? The word quantitative means that you just say, you give, the word quantitative means that we just give instructions. Okay, we give instructions to what the robot should do when the market goes up and what the robot should do when the market comes down. As simple as that. Then we trade so many coins. For example, if you want to trade all the automated, all the coins in Royalq, maybe you say, if I would trade all the coins, each with $100. So each with $100 times 385 85 coins, which will be like 300. This is the capital you need for the coins, each with $100. Now you say I have $100 per coin. Then you say, how deep do I want to go in the market? Then you say, okay, according to the market dynamics now, I can go a maximum of 40%. Then you say $100 divided by 40. So it gives you how much will be your first buying amount. Now you see, this is very little. Maybe you go 30%. Maybe you go 30%. Then you say, how many people are following? Then you say $100 divided by 30 margin calls. And so this will not work. This is very little. So this may not work for you. You may not make some good money. Let's go at least $500. Let's go maybe 250 per coin. 250 per coin times $385, which means that you need a capital of 385 times $250. So you need around close to $96,250. Now you said 250 per coin. I want to open up, let me say, a maximum of 40 margin calls, okay? Or 30 margin calls. So I'll go 250 divided by the number of margin calls I want to open, which is 30. So my first buying amount will be 8. So you say the first buying amount is 8. That is 8. And whenever the market drops, the robot will be buying one time. I have a question. If this market rises, let me say by 1.3%, let us say what is 1.3% minimum of $8. You'll be making 0.108 as a dollar. Let's say this robot 0.1083, that's the money you make whenever the robot makes a sale. Let's say in a day, this robot makes, let's say 200 sales. You'll have made $21. I have a question. Is this effective trading? I have a question. Is this effective trading with this capital? Give me some answers in the chat. Is this effective trading? Give me some answers in the chat. Let me see if you guys are following. So you'll have made $21. Is that effective trading according to the capital? If you are confused, it means you are not following. If you are confused, you are not following. Now, it means that if I trade, I go with $250 and I trade 385 coins, each with $250. And let me say the robot in a day makes 200 sales. I'll make $21. That's why we say we understand that people do not have the big capital to trade and automate their robot and make as much money as possible because of capital insufficiency. And we decided to say, let us turn this robot into a semi-automatic robot. We turn this robot from being automatic to becoming semi-automatic. I have a question. Why are we turning the robot from automatic to semi-automatic? Give me some answers in the chat. Someone says my sound is very poor. Is it true that my sound is very poor? Is it true that my sound is very poor? Someone says my sound is very poor. Is it true? Am I clear? Am I clear? Am I clear? Okay. So I'm very clear. So check yourself. It's not me the problem. So the reason why are we changing? Why are we changing our robot from being automatic to semi-automatic? Why are we changing? Why are we changing our strategy from teaching people to use this robot in an automated way to a semi-automated way? Thank you, friends. Because of capital. Because of capital. People don't have the money that it takes to automate the robot. So we want to understand that as we decide to automate this robot, we have controllable factors and non-controllable factors, and I want to talk about them. So we have controllable factors. We have controllable factors, factors that can be controllable, and factors that are non-controllable. Non-controllable. What are some of the factors that are controllable with Royalq? What are some of the factors that you can control? Give me some answers in the chat and I see if you're following. What are some of the factors that you can control in your robot? Factor number one, okay, let me see. You can control the settings. The settings are controllable. The settings are controllable. Yes, two, you can do wallet management. Yes, capital management. Capital management or wallet management is controllable. This is a controllable factors. If you have less capital, trading less coins, trading less coins, trading less coins because you have trading less coins. You have little capital. Instead of you throwing your capital everywhere, you concentrate your capital on fewer coins. Then the other factor you can control are emotions. I think this is the biggest factor. And I want to make it a subject. Emotions. Is it possible for us to control emotions? How we feel. You know, when I talk about emotions, let me just subject it out. Let me just subject it out. Let me just subject it out. This is one of the most important factor in Royalq. It is called emotions. What are emotions? Someone who is overwriting in my screen, please do not repeat. I request. I believe you are an adult, and I don't want to mention your name because I can see you. Please, I request you to not. Okay, let's continue. Okay. Now, the most important factor that you can control are emotions. I think one of the biggest challenges in trading are emotions. Emotions. What are emotions? Emotions is how you feel when the market goes, how you feel when you are in floating loss. Let me be crystal clear. How you feel when you are in floating loss, and how you feel when you are in floating profit. Now, what is floating loss and what is floating profit? What is floating loss and what is floating profit? Let me define one so that now when I start my strategy, I'm just going to spend a few minutes. Let me define what is floating loss. In crypto, nobody, everybody is prone to floating loss. Let me explain floating loss. I usually love this example. Peter, today is the 29th, depending on where you're coming from. Peter on the 29th, he gets his $10,000. Peter gets his $10,000 and he buys 1 bar of gold. He goes to a shop and buys 1 bar of gold. Peter goes back to the shop on the 30th. He finds that the value of gold, which was at 10,000 when he bought, is now at 6,000. It's now at 6,000. But Peter still has 1 bar of gold. I have a question. Has Peter lost his 1 bar of gold because the value of gold is at 6,000? Has Peter, I want to be very crystal clear. Has Peter lost his 1 bar of gold because the value of gold is at 6,000? No. Peter is into what we call floating. Peter is into what we call floating what? Floating loss. It's not in loss. This is floating loss. It only becomes a loss if Peter decides to sell his gold at 6,000. Give me one in the chat if that is floating loss. Now let me define what are cryptocurrencies, because that's the difference. What are cryptocurrencies? I defined it in one of my videos. What are cryptocurrencies? Because what are cryptocurrencies? Because this is the most important answer for today. Before I go to my strategy, cryptocurrencies is digital money. Sorry, guys. I needed to stop so that I come again because someone was seriously disturbing my board. So, cryptocurrencies, this is digital money that uses decentralized blockchain technology. That is a cryptocurrency. They are digital assets. So cryptocurrencies are divided. That's where I want to put my focus. They are divided into coins and tokens. Coins are built on top of tokens are built on blockchains of other cryptocurrencies. That's why they're called tokens. But coins have their own blockchain. Now, every cryptocurrency has its own features. Now, that's where the gist is and use. So whatever goes down comes up. Because Peter was in floating loss on 30th. After 5 days, let me say on the 3rd, Peter goes back to the gold shop. And he discovers that the price of gold on the 3rd is now $13,000. What is Peter having now? Is Peter having floating loss or floating profit? Is Peter having floating loss or is on floating profit? What is Peter having now? Thank you. Peter is in float, is not in profit because he still has his 1 bar of gold. I have a question. Is Peter in profit? Is Peter in profit? Now you just need to understand this language. Is Peter in profit, yes or no? No, Peter is not in profit. Peter is in what we call floating profit. Floating profit. You know what's going to happen? If Peter decides to lose the 1 bar of gold, Peter will get profit. Give me a 2 in the chat. So Peter has to lose the 1 bar of gold to get the profit. Give me a 2 in the chat. So that is floating profit for you. Now, you need to learn the art of being patient. You need to learn the art of being patient. Now, those are factors. So you can control your emotions. But we have a major thing we do not control, and that is the market. How many of you agree with me that we do not control the market? The market movement has 2 major things. We can do what we call TA, which is technical analysis. And we can do what another factor, which we call, it's getting out of my head. I hope it comes very fast. But we can do TA, technical analysis. We can do sentimental analysis. But the most thing we do in the crypto ambassadors is technical analysis. Looking at past data, we use past data to predict the future of the coin. And we have been doing this for some time. But I have a question. When we give you these signals, do we control the market? Some answers in the chat. Do we control the market? Some answers in the chat. We do not. We give you signals, but we do not control the market. We give you signals that have high probability of giving us profit. And I usually say our performance percentage is between 97 to 98%, which means you'll find that in every 10 signals, 2 go into the deep. How many people have experienced this? In every 10 signals, at least 2 can float very good. Very good. In every 10 signals, 2 can float very good. Like today, there is a coin people are floating on. They were killing my inbox. But we also look for coins that have a high probability to give you profit. If you have been using our signals for some time, do they really give results? I need some answers in the chat. Do our signals give results? Because someone may trade a signal today and it does not deliver now. And someone is like, I want to cut off your head. Do our signals give you results, friends? Okay, thank you. Farida says yes. This says yes. Alfred says yes. So I want you to understand that when you trade a coin and it does not give you results immediately, you just need to be patient. It will deliver. So the comment is some signals will deliver very fast, some signals will delay to deliver. I hope we have handled that. And I don't want people to kill me with questions of floating loss. Okay. Now, I want to introduce our strategy. We have come up with a strategy called buy by poverty. Okay, we have come up with a strategy called buy by poverty. And I'm going to share my screen right away so that we look into this fantastic strategy called buy by poverty. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen. Let us dive into this strategy called by poverty. Okay. If you are ready, give me one in the chat. If you are ready, give me one in the chat. If you are ready, give me one in the chat. If you are ready, give me one in the chat. So you just need to go to your Royalq, and then you tap on mine. And when you tap on mine, you go to my strategy setting. You tap on mine, then you go to my strategy setting. You tap on mine, then you go to my strategy setting. In this strategy, we believe it is important for everybody to at least make $50 a day. Give me one in the chat. If you consistently make $50 a day, it's a good income. Give me one in the chat. If you consistently make $50 a day, it's a good income. Give me one in the chat. If you say making $50 a day is a good income from trading, not from introducing anyone to a business, from trading. Okay. All right. Now, it's gonna depend on your capital. I believe someone who can make $50 a day, you at least need to trade each coin with $1,000. You need at least to trade each coin with $1,000. Are we together, friends? Huh? Each coin with at least with $1,000. Yes, you need to trade a coin with $1,000 to make $50 a day. Let me explain. And I want people to, yes, I'm gonna break down. Yes, I'm gonna break down up to as low as $100 a capital. But I'm saying to make $50 a day, at least you need $1,000 exposed to a coin. Let me explain something before I start. Okay, let me explain something before I start so that people understand me. I don't want people to get confused. Okay, so let me get my camera on the spotlight and explain something before I start. Because when I start now, let me get to spotlight. Okay, let me explain this. We might be two traders in a business. Okay, I'm not meaning that every day might be a Sunday, but in good market conditions, you can constantly easily make $50 a day. But we might be two traders, me and you. Trader one, me, I am trading. I'm not making as you are making. Maybe for you, you are making $1 every day, $2 every day, $3, $7, $8, and you are very happy. And maybe for me, I'm picking my signals, and maybe my signals take 2 days to deliver. Now, when my signal delivers, I make when my signal delivers, I make $50, $70, $80 whenever it delivers, but it takes 2 days. But for you, at least you make $2, maybe $1 a day. The difference is I might not be making profit every day, but when I profit big time. Give me one in the chat if you have understood me. Give me one in the chat if you have understood me. Give me one in the chat if you have understood me. Give me one in the chat. So one of the reasons that people get challenged with is comparing other people's results. I want to give you confidence that since capital is different, results will be different. Give me a 3 in the chat if you understand me. Since capital is different, results will be different. I'm going to explain here that we trade $1,000 per coin, then someone has $5,000. Will this person still trade one coin? Some answers in the chat. This person has a bigger capital, so he has a bigger playing space. I don't know if I'm making sense. Thank you. Now let's dive into our lesson. Okay. Now, since we are here, to configure, let me get off the spotlight, just a minute, friends, so that it doesn't disturb us as we do our business. Now, we are here to create our own trading strategy. Okay, we are here to create our own trading strategy. So these things of risk type, you have seen people ask me, what about the risk type? The risk type, if I change this from, let me show you. The risk type now above. Someone says the screens are two. Are you sure? Maybe I just need to switch off my video. Is it true that my screens are two? Are you seeing two screens at the same time? How come? I'm sure you guys you are seeing two screens at the same time. No, maybe you guys you are seeing the camera. No, the screen is one. You are just seeing the camera. You are seeing me speaking. You are not seeing two screens. No, this is me. I can move my, I can disappear. Can you still see? Cameras are two. Okay, I've removed my cameras. Is it okay now? No, you were, it's you are the problem, but hope things are fine. Okay, now let's go. Now, what you see on my screen, these are default settings of Royalq. These are default settings of Royalq. What you see in my screen, these are default settings of Royalq. So now, since these are default settings of Royalq, friends, the things to do with risk type, you see, when Royalq was creating its vault settings, it came up with a risk type. It has three, although they're not necessary. Let me share them. When I switch, this is conservative. This nothing happens. But here on the margin configuration, now this is conservative. Someone who's conservative is someone who fears to overexpose their capital. So now you see here it has 4, 5, 5, 6, 10, 15, 18. This person is conservative, does not want to overexpose their capital. If I move from conservative here and I choose it to be steady, the default, when I come here to margin configuration on the margin call, can you see a difference? Give me a yes in the chat if you can. You see a difference? Give me a yes in the chat if you can see the difference. Can you see the difference? Give me a yes in the chat if you can see the difference. The difference is in the margin configuration. The other one, the margin configurations where they were big, they were starting with the 5. Below they were in 18, they were big. So it is now, this one is in between, steady. Now when I go radical, now I'm going radical. Do you see the difference? It means that someone who's radical is very aggressive. Someone who's conservative is very fearful. And someone who's steady is in between. Give me one in the chat if you have understood. Those were default settings of Royalq. And they look at how someone wants to expose their money in the market. Now, since we are here to create our own strategy, we do not need them. Give me a 2 in the chat if I've answered. Since we are here to create our own strategy, we do not need either to be conservative or either to be radical or either to be steady. We are here to create our own strategy. Give me a 2 in the chat if I've answered. Now, that's why Royalq said that if someone cannot configure their own strategy, Now I'm going back to Royalq. It said, let us create a community of traders. You see, when you go to your Royalq and you type on cycle below, this is a community of traders. Can we see this community of traders? This is a community of traders. Give me a 3 in the chat if you can see this. When you go to Royalq and tap on cycle, this is a community of traders. Give me a 3 in the chat if you can see. It's a community of traders. This is a community of traders. It is a community of traders. And now this community of traders, these are people, if you make a profit, I think of around $1,000, you can create a community of traders. And here they recycle. These are some of the posts they make. Some post their results so that people could see their results to follow them. Give me a 5 in the chat if you have understood. People post here their results so that people could see their results and follow them and pick their strategy. I'm the bestie. I'm the one making the money. Come and choose my strategy. You will be a millionaire. Simanya Robo TVT. You see, I'm making 40. And they give their strategy. For example, you see this one is saying, the first buying amount should be 40 and you trade 55 coins. People give their strategy. But I want to give you an assurance, friends. I want to give you an assurance, friends, that what causes these results is mainly capital. Let me pick one. Let me pick one of the best traders in Royalq because you can get them by their best results. Okay, this one. It seems this one is, let me group them. Let me just group them from profit. Who has made the most profit? The most profit, number one, is this one called Konguko. The hot list, these are the most followed by people. So if I come and I pick any trader, let me pick this one. Okay. Now, when I pick this trader, he's showing his results. He's saying he's making $31. And I tap on strategy for Mango Star, this Mango Star. I want you to note one thing in common. You see all these coins he's showing you here, he's trading them. Now I have a question. If you pick this trader and for you trade one coin, will you make the profit he's making? Some answers in the chat. Look at, he's trading all these coins. I need some answers. I want to give you reasons why we chose to do what we do and never follow these guys. He's trading all these coins. If you come and switch his strategy and you trade one coin, will you make the profit he's making? Now, will you be in business? So that's why we say, enough with being full. Let us get to the art of the game. Let us get to the art of the game. And we learn the art of identifying from all these coins, you identify coins that have more probability to give you more money and you provide a strategy. Give me a 2 in the chat if we are following, because now we are going to the strategy. So the strategy starts with coin identification. And does this answer the question why we provide signals? Does this answer the question why we provide signals? Give me a yes in the chat. Does this answer the question why we provide signals? Give me a yes in the chat if you are following. Now, let me also be clear. Not trading is trading. Not trading is trading. Give me one in the chat if you understand me. If you don't, I'm going to explain. Not trading is trading. Give me one in the chat if you understand. If you don't understand me, I'm going to give you an answer. I don't need to be in the market all the time. If I find 2 coins that deliver a day, that money is enough for me that day. Give me a 2 in the chat if you have understood. If I send you 5 signals a day and 2 of those deliver, that is enough for you that day. You do not need to be trading all the time. You do not need to have all your money in the market all the time. Because on our strategy, we are saying we are looking for 300 successful trades. I have a question. If you follow that strategy, can you change your life? I want to be normal. I don't want to hype. If you follow the strategy. Now this one is just worried. How long has cryptocurrency been here? For you are having fear. You might be on a wrong Zoom. Me, I'm not dealing with people who have fear. I fear to put in my money. How long has crypto been here? My money might. This is not a presentation for new people. It is teaching members what they are supposed to do. So, sir, I'm sorry. Me, I don't have time to go into details to remove fear out of you for now. Next time, join me tomorrow. But today, I'm dealing with people who already have robots. I'm not here to remove fear from you because you might have that challenge. Maybe you are new, I understand, but not today. Now, what we are going to do is to bring our buy by poverty strategy. We send you a signal, you pick the coin. When you pick the coin, you provide the strategy. Give me a 2 in the chat if you are ready. Give me a 2 in the chat if you are ready. You are seeing the signals in our chats. We are sending you the signals. Now we want you to just tap on the signal and trade. As simple as that. Now let's go to our buy by poverty strategy. Our buy by poverty strategy is simple, friends. It is saying, how much capital do you have? Listen to me critically. It is saying, how much capital do you have? Can you give me samples of some of the capital you want me to talk about? Then I'm going to start. How much? Canon says 400. T says 300. T says 100, 250, 1,000, 5,000, 1,000. Thank you. 1,500, 330, 100. Okay. Now let's start with the most common. Okay. Now you say, how much capital do you have? We are going to deal with all these capitals. Let me start with 1,000. Then I keep coming down up to $100. So let me say you have a capital of 1,000 and you are ready to trade one coin. When it delivers, you trade another one. Give me a 2 in the chat if you have understood. Give me a 2 in the chat if you have understood. You have $1,000. You are ready to trade one coin. When it delivers, you trade another one. You have $500. You are ready to trade one coin. When it delivers, you trade another one. You have $100. You are ready to trade one coin. When it delivers, you trade another one. You have $200. You are ready to trade one coin. When it delivers, you trade another one. The formula is simple. What is 15% of $1,000? That's the first question. What is 15% of 500? What is 15% of 200? What is 15% of 300? What is 15% of $100? Let's start with 1,000. Okay, the question is, what is 15% of $1,000? Thank you, Lawrence. Thank you, Lupu. Okay. Thank you, $150. Thank you. Thank you, Dismas, 150. Thank you, Alfred, 150. Thank you, Frank, 150. Thank you, Liz, 150. Thank you, Tina, 150. Thank you, Sam, 150. Okay, let's go. So our first buying amount is going to be 150. What is 15% of $500? What is 15% of $500? It's going to be our first buying amount. So what is 15% of $500? Some answers in the chat. 75. Thank you, Lawrence. $500. What is 15% of $500? Thank you, Robert. 75. Thank you, Lee. 75. Thank you for participating, friends. Thank you, Ruth. Thank you, Simon. Thank you, Luke. It is $75. Now, thank you, Leader Shem. That is the amount of our first buying amount. What is 15%? What is 15% of $400? 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 Thank you, Liz. People are giving me 60, some 30. 60, 30. What is wrong? What is right? I see 60, I see 30, I see 200. What is happening? Are we getting confused? What is happening? It is $400 times 15%. It is 60. What is 15% of $300? What is 15% of $300? 45. I hope now, is it possible for everybody to find their first buying amount? What is 15% of $200? Is it possible for everybody to determine their first buying amount? Give me a yes in the chat if it is now easy. Is it easy for everybody depending on your capital? The maximum is $1,000 per coin. So if you have $2,000, how many coins can you trade? If you have $2,000, how many coins can you trade? Some answers in the chat. Thank you too. If you have $1,000, you can also decide to trade 2 coins. Am I clear, friends? If you have $1,500, you could divide it into 2. You could divide it into 2 and trade 2 coins. Am I clear now? If you have $2,000, you can say, I'll trade 1 coin today and another coin tomorrow. If you have $600 and you want to trade $300 per coin, you can divide it into 2 and say, I'll trade 300 for today and 300 tomorrow. You are doing wallet management. Am I clear? Am I clear, friends? You have $200 and you have fear. You can say, no, I'll trade $100 today and $100 tomorrow. Am I clear? Now, what we get as our first buying amount, is the amount of money we are going to compound. So let's go to our compounding calculator. So I'm using an iPhone, so I'm just going to use a browser. And I have my compound interest calculator here on my screen. Hope it rises. And so, I have $1,000. My first buying amount is $150. My take profit is going to be 3%. And I'm going to look for 300 successful trades. 300 successful trades. And I'm going to return my capital and my profit back in the market. And I also trade on weekends, so I calculate. It means that if my first buying amount is 150, and these coins, I win 300 successful trades, I will have turned my $1,000 into $1 million. Give me a 1 in the chat if that is clear. Give me a 1 in the chat if that is clear. Give me a 1 in the chat if that is clear. It means that if coin B sells, when I'm going to enter coin C and I've made $5, I will now go in with 155. Give me a 2 in the chat if that is clear. If coin C sells and I'm going in for coin D and I have made $10, I will now go in with 165. Give me a 2 in the chat if I'm clear. And that is how you grow your capital. You compound your money to make more money on the next trade. If you have understood compounding, give me a 5 in the chat. If you have understood compounding, give me a 5 in the chat. So you can decide to follow the calculator or to get your profit plus what was your first buying amount and trade a new coin. If you have understood how to compound, how to develop the first buying amount, give me a 6 in the chat. Now we go back to Royalq. If you have understood how to compound, how to find the first buying amount, drop me a 6 in the chat. We want to just be now time conservative. Now, so our first buying amount is 150 as an example. We are not switching on open double position because if we switch it on, it means that instead of the robot going in with $150, it will be doubling it times 2. That's why we switch it off. Our margin call limits, we are trading only 5. We are not going in for 30 margin calls, 60 margin calls, 20 margin calls. Let me answer why. You can make little profit when you have paid too much gas fee. Give me a 2 in the chat. I've experienced that. You are paying too much gas fees, but you are not making good money. You are rotating in one place. You are like a rat in one place. You're not moving. So we don't need too much. No, we don't need. And let me explain why we don't need too much. We don't need too much, friends, because we are using the AI margin call. So the AI margin call must be on. Give me a 1 in the chat if it is clear. What does the AI margin call do? I'm going to go into details about it. Now, the whole position take profit. I'm going to go into details about the AI margin call. Let me first finish. The whole position take profit, you can put 3%. Why 3%? Why not 3 with something? Yes, some people love it 3.1 because they want the exact 3%, but me, I love it 3%. Then the whole position take profit callback is 0.1. When the market rises by 3% and tries to come down by 0.1, let your robot sell. So in this case, it might not give you 3%. Sometimes it might give you 2.9. That is the take profit. Now, what will the robot do when the market goes against us? Now, on the first call, because the AI is on, is 0.2. When switch on the AI, you will discover that the robot delays to buy. So the multiple buying ratio on this strategy is 5. Okay. Next is 0.3. The multiple buying ratio here is 5. The next is 0.5. The multiple buying ratio this side is 5. Next is 1. The multiple buying ratio here is 5. This is 1. The multiple buying ratio here is 5. Now, I know people have been asking a certain question, but I'm going to provide an answer. So the total here, 5 plus 5 plus 5 is 25. This is 25. And here it is 3. Now, the buying callback is 0.1. The supposition take profit is 0.1. We are trading in one shot. Now on the 3%, the robot has to remove a fuel. Then I remain with how much? Now, the reason why we go in with 3%, friends, is that how many people have said 3% and you got 7%, 8%, 10%? Give me some answers in the chat. Give me some answers in the chat. You have said 3% and got more than what you said for. That's why. Nobody has said 3% and got more than 3%. Anybody on the call? Am I still around or I have left? Anybody on the call that has said 3% and got more than 3%? That's why. That's why we go in for 3%. I know Muhammad wanted things, Muhammad wants to be very specific. No, so you can set 3%. We put in the 3% because we want to take benefit when the market delivers us more. Now, this is our strategy. Now, the formula is simple. What you got as your first buying amount, when you set the robot to buy for you. Now, guys, this is our strategy. We have saved it and we have called it buy by poverty. Buy by poverty. If you have understood how to create a strategy, give me a 7 in the chat. If you have understood how to create a strategy, give me a 7 in the chat. Now we are going to the last part. You can create a strategy for any capital. If you can create a strategy for any capital, drop a 7 in the chat. Any capital. Any capital. Drop a 7 in the chat. The 0.1 helps you to make more money. Any capital. Any capital. Now we go. Now we save our strategy first. Now we go back on home. We tap on strategy. Then we tap on running. Don't worry about this floating loss. I've been here for ages. I've been around for ages. So don't worry about my floating loss. It is not a big deal. You see, someone might be, hey, my leader. But I've been here for a very long time. So floating loss is not a big deal. So don't say, I was on online. I saw my leader is in floating loss. Don't cry about my floating loss. It's not a big deal. These are normal peanuts. These are normal peanuts. I've been here. I'm a legend in floating loss. But as the market is getting better, I'll still share with you this screenshot when each trade is in 50% profit. Okay? So let me send you my wallet to save you. Don't send, my brother. So let us tap on strategy. So when you tap on strategy, I want you to tap on running. So let me turn this to running. Okay? I want you to tap on running. So you tap on strategy, then you tap on running. When you tap on running, I want you to tap on the settings. Tap on running, then you tap on the setting icon. You tap on running, then you tap on the setting icon. Give me a 2 in the chat if you can do up to that. You tap on strategy, you tap on running, then you tap on the setting icon. Give me a 2 in the chat. We are going to put all our coins. We are going to give a strategy to all our coins at the same time. So that when we come to set our signal, we do not waste time. Give me a 3 in the chat if you have understood that. We want to put our strategy in all the coins so that when we come to set our signal, we do not waste time. We want to put the strategy in all the coins. We created the strategy. Now we want to put the strategy in all the coins so that when we come here to set the signal, we do not waste time. Hello, are we together, friends? Now I say, some people usually sleep in the meeting. Common strategy, tap on running. When you tap on running, tap on the setting icon. Tap on the setting icon. Now on the setting icon, we have USDT, we have BTC, we have Ethereum. These are called base currency. So you want to trade in the USDT market? Someone says my screen is not visible. Is my screen visible? I don't know what's happening with some people. Is my screen visible? Now, good. Now tap on USDT. Tap on USDT. Now, after you have tapped on USDT, tap on the funnel. How many of you can see the funnel on my top right? How many of you can see the funnel on my top right? A funnel on my top right. Give me one in the chat if you can see the funnel on my top right on my screen. Give me one in the chat if you can see the funnel on my top right. Good. Tap on the funnel. Coins are going to appear. So when you tap on the funnel, martingale strategy, then all the coins. You want all the coins. The martingale strategy board, all the coins, then you confirm. All coins in Royalq are going to appear here. Let me repeat. They have appeared. Can we now see all the coins in Royalq in Binance? Give me a 3 in the chat if you can now see them. All the coins, they have appeared. What are you supposed to do? Tap on the funnel. Tap on martingale strategy, then tap all. Then you confirm and they appear. If you can do up to that, give me a yes in the chat, because now I'm doing my last touches. Then I end the call. If you can do up to that, give me a yes in the chat. Thank you, Rama. Thank you, Alfonso. Thank you, Lupu. Thank you, Khan. Thank you, Simon. Thank you, Liz. Okay, good. Thank you, Lady Catherine. Thank you. Thank you, Kasim. Thank you, Emma. So I say, go back, come down on your home, tap on strategy. When you tap on strategy, touch on running. The setting icon is going to appear, tap on settings. Tap on the funnel. When you tap on the funnel, tick martingale strategy bot and all the coins. Confirm. All the coins will appear. Now I'm doing my last touches. Now when the coins appear, you tick all of them. And if there are a few coins that you don't want to get this strategy, you untick them manually. For example, maybe I don't want BTTC to buy. I don't want KSM. I don't want my Shiba Inu. I don't want my YFI. So I unselect them. But the rest, how many of us can see that the rest still have the blue tick in the middle where it is written select? How many of us can see that the rest have blue tick in the middle, and yet these ones, BTTC, KSM, Shiba Inu are not ticked? So you can select those ones you don't want to get the strategy. Maybe you are trading certain coins and you don't want to change the strategy that is there. Then you tap on batch setting. You tap on batch setting, then you tap on strategy setting. Then you tap on batch setting, then you tap on strategy setting. If you can do up to there, give me a 2 in the chat. You select all the coins, then you tap on batch setting, then you tap on strategy setting. If you can do up to that, give me in the chat, because we are done. If you can do up to that, give me a 2 in the chat, a 2 in the chat, a 2 in the chat, a 2 in the chat. Okay. Now, after you have done this, You tap on manually create. And how does it affect the ones you are trading, yet you unselected them, Emma? Then you tap on manually create. Then you tap on choose a strategy setting. You tap on your strategy and it gets in. Sometimes the first buying amount might refuse. So it gets in and you save. Then you save. All the coins in Royalq. All the coins in Royalq will get our strategy. Give me one in the chat if you have understood. So you tap on home, you tap on strategy, you tap on running, you tap on the setting icon, you tap on the funnel. It brings all the coins, you select them, then you tap on batch setting. When you tap on batch setting, choose a strategy setting, manually create, choose a strategy, and now you give it time. Now it's entering my strategy. Coins. All the coins. Can we see that happening? Is it easy or it is hard? The good thing I've recorded this meeting. Is it easy or it is hard? Is it easy or it is hard? Good, it is easy. So now you see it is rotating. You see it is rotating. It means that it is getting my strategy in. So you choose all the coins for $1,000. Because I'm putting in the strategy because when I come to pick the coin, I don't waste time. It is up to you according to your capital. I have a question. Did I explain how to use different capital? Did I explain how to use different capital? Give me some answers in the chat. Did I explain how to use different capital? I did, friends. So it's up to you with your capital. Then you save. So when you save, like I said, all the coins get the strategy. Now, when they send me a signal, when they send me a signal, I want to interrupt, but I may not. When they send me a signal, I just, yes, the coins are in one shot. They're already in one shot in setting the strategy. So on the batch setting, you don't need to tap on one shot. You just tap on choose a strategy setting. Now I'm waiting for my strategy to sit in all the coins. It's batching. So it is putting in the for me. Okay? It's putting in the strategy for me. Choose any Ismail that you want to use. The strategies are many. Choose what you want to use. Okay? These are just strategies, so choose. Now, I'll just get back home. Now I pick any coin. Let me say auction. So I pick auction. I just tap on create martingale strategy board. Choose next below. And the coin has my strategy in. How many of you can see my strategy below? How many of you can see my strategy below? How many of you can see my strategy below? You can see that my settings are in. How many of you can see that my settings are in? Good, beautiful. Now, how many of you can see that my margin calls are on and my AI margin call is on, which is a must? How many of you can see that my margin calls are on and my AI margin call is on, which is a must? Now, what I will do, if the signal has a preset price, I'll just tap on the preset price here and I enter, let me say 0.880. Then I confirm. Then I confirm. Then I tap on the strategy mode. The strategy modes are 3. I encourage you to use the sub-bin mode. Why the sub-bin mode? When the robot will sell margin call number 5, it will not return your profit. It will use your profit to move the average price closer to the current price so that you can get out of this coin faster. So I would encourage the sub-bin mode. The sub-bin mode real time is good, but the robot will return your profit, but you might stay in a coin longer. So I encourage you to use the sub-bin mode. So you confirm. You confirm. You confirm. Now, after the robot has bought, you just divide your first buying amount into 5. What you get is your first buying amount. After the robot has bought, you just come here on trade setting, you divide your first buying amount by 5. What you get is your new first buying amount. So when you divide 150 by 5, what do you get? When you divide 150 by 5, what do you get? 30. Thank you. When you divide 75 by 5, what do you get for 500? When you divide 75 by 5, what do you get for 500? When you divide 75 by 5 for 500, what do you get as our new first buying amount? 75 divided by 5, we get 50. What do you get? $400 times 15%, 60. Divide by 5, what do you get? 12. This is $400. What will be our new first buying amount for $300? What will be our new first buying amount with $300? Thank you. 9. 9. What will be our new first buying amount? What will be our new first buying amount? What will be our new first buying amount if we have a capital of $200? So 200 times 15%, which is 30. So our new divide by 5. Our new first buying amount will be how much? 6. Now, this is where now the gist of $100 may not serve you well. $100 times 15% is 15, divided by 5 is 3. And the robot can buy a minimum of $5. So I would encourage people with $100 at least to make it like 150, so that we divide by 150 times 150 times 15%, which is $22. So that when we divide by 5, we shall be able at least. I think it can buy 4.5. Yeah. You can try, but the minimum is 5. That's what I know. Minimum is 5. Is the strategy easy or it is hard? Is the strategy easy or it is hard? Is the strategy easy or it is hard? So maybe someone could start with $200. Is it easy or it is hard? Thank you, guys. So that was our lesson for today. I want to thank you so much for attending. If you were able to learn something, let me know. If you were able to learn something, I've tested this strategy and the results are amazing. And the results are amazing. Okay? The results are amazing. I hope some of you have seen these results in one of the videos. If you have seen one of my videos about these results, the results are amazing. Sometimes they could give you $100. Sometimes they could give you $150 a day. and the results, then we are not trading with less than $1,000 per coin, and we remain very patient. We remain very patient. We remain very patient. So bye-bye poverty is a real deal. Bye-bye poverty is a real deal. So watch the video and watch the video. This strategy will be back on Wednesday. So Wednesday next week, in the morning and in the evening, that's when we shall be back with this strategy again. So Wednesday next, friends. Okay, Wednesday next week. I want to recommend a certain coin. It's not a common cryptocurrency. This coin is called BTTC. Okay, BTTC. Okay, you could buy some. It has so many zeros and be able to keep it. Can I use $6,000 on this strategy? Anybody to answer this one? Can he use $6,000 on this strategy? Yes, but it's the only capital you have. You can divide it into three. $2,000 per. Okay, $2,000 per coin. $2,000 per coin. People have answered you. Yes, people have answered you. Okay, so thank you so much. That was our strategy for the day. Bye-bye poverty. I love you all, friends, and I wish you a nice trading experience. I encourage everybody to have $1,000 as your trading capital. Before you go, I have an extra trick. Before you go, I have an extra trick. Okay? How many people are good risk takers? How many people are good risk takers? I would advise that. I would advise that. I would advise that. I would advise that you switch off the AI margin call. You switch off the AI margin call so that it at least buys you like 2 margin calls. Then you switch it on again. Lastly, I just have my 2 hacks, then we go. My 2 last hacks, then we go. Okay? But if you are not a high risk taker, don't try it at home. It can cause heart attack. Those are my 2. So you can switch off the AI margin call, then you go, okay? So tap on mine, then come down here to security center. Is it here? Yes, to security center. Tap on Telegram notification. Tap on Telegram notification and connect your Telegram to your Royalq. Give me one in the chat so that you can get notifications all the time. Give me one in the chat if that is clear. Okay, so what do? Tap on mine, tap on security center, then tap on this link that has official. You tap on this link that has official. Okay, tap on this link that has official. Tap on this link that has official. Then tap on open Telegram, and you are going to connect your Royalq to your Telegram account. I said on the AI margin call, if you're a high risk taker. So it comes here, open, you open. Then when you open, you come back to Royalq. When it opens, you come back to Royalq. You copy this token, the Telegram code. You copy the Telegram code and you paste it here like that. You paste like that. Mine is saying invalid token because it was already connected. And you see every time a transaction happens, I get a notification very fast. Give me one in the chat if you have understood that. On the AI margin call, I said you can switch it off. At least it buys 2 margin calls, then you switch it on again. Okay. Thank you guys. Love you all. Have a nice day. Nice trading. Bye. Love you all. And let's see you tomorrow and send you some signals because non-trading. God bless you. And we love you all. And